Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. As I have already promised you, I am starting this series of basics of biology from now onwards with this video. In this playlist or in this series of videos, we'll be covering only the basics, basic terms, basic definitions and very basic knowledge that you need as a foundation to build good biological base. Okay, if you're an aspirant of NEET, or if you want to get a good seat in M.Sc in the stream of BPC, I'm telling you this will help you a lot. Okay, so please pay attention, and I will be releasing at least one video, if possible 2 videos in this series every day. Within a month, I'm targeting to complete this basics of biology series. Okay, under every video you will be getting a test, so write the test to know where you are, to know what to improve. Clear? So in this video we'll be discussing about all the basic things related to the topic. What does it mean to be alive? This is our topic today, and we'll be dealing with only the basic things related to this topic. Let me show you the schedule what I have planned. So the whole playlist is divided into 4 units. One, the chemical and energetic foundation. Okay. Second unit, the cell, fundamental unit of life. You will be discussing about all the definitions related to the cell, all the basic things related to the cell. Third one, the molecular basis and cellular basis of inheritance. Related to the inheritance chapter or related to the molecular level of cell, you will read all the understandings related to DNA, genes, and how life copies itself, how the reproduction process occurs, how the replication of characteristics occurs will be studied under the unit 3. Unit 4, the organism and the big picture, how life pass on traits, how the characteristics are passed on from one generation to another generation, and they are not passed as they are. There are alterations, how those alterations takes place, and the ecological interactions, how the organisms interact with each other on this planet Earth. These are the 4 units that I have divided into. Next, this is the unit 1, and we are here in the first video. And this unit covers 10 fundamental videos explaining what is life, what is it made of, and how it gets and uses energy. So these are the things we are going to cover. Now let us dive into the topic. Before diving into the topic, know little about myself, Subhash Kumar, and I have completed my Masters in Environmental Sciences from Andhra University, and I have cleared my set exam in my second year of Masters. It was in 2022, and I have more than 3 years of experience in teaching, and my goal here is to make biology simplified and easy for you to understand. Okay, next. What does it mean to be alive? Any living organism which has life is said to be alive, right? So how is it decided? It is decided depending upon the 7 characteristics of the living organisms. Let us see what those 7 characteristics are. First one, organizing. Organizing. If you observe a cell, it is a single unit, and if you see a plant, it has a lot of cells organized in it. If you see an animal, it has so many organized cells in it. So being made of one or more cells comes under the organization. And the metabolism, the sum of all chemical reactions. There are 2 types of chemical reactions occurs in our body. One is anabolic and the next one is catabolic. So these 2 types of chemical reactions together constitute metabolism. Clear? Let us discuss more about this in the next slides. Homeostasis. Homeostasis, maintaining the stable internal environment. Irrespective of the outer environment to your body, the body's internal environment is always almost constant. Fine. That maintenance comes under homeostasis. And growth, increase in the size or number of cells whenever we get wounded, and even in the common life process as well, there is growth and development. Let us discuss about that. Next, reproduction, passing your DNA or passing your characteristics to your next generations. Okay. Response to stimulus, whenever there is any reaction from outside, you will give response to it. Okay, for example, when you are feeling chill, you will shiver to generate heat in your body. Muscles will be rubbing together to generate heat to withstand the cold outside. Next, evolution and adaptations. Changes in population over time. The people or any species, any group of organisms will adapt themselves over time to the environment, which is always changing. That comes under evolution and adaptation. Let us see about these 7 elements now, one by one. Organization, made of cells. The key concept in biology is life is made of cells. We have no other alternative to prove this wrong. This is 100% sure that if it is a living organism, it is made of cells. Clear? All the living things are made of one or more cells. Single, multicellular, the organisms having more cells. Unicellular, the organisms having single cell. Any of these two are made up of cells for sure. So the definition of the cell is the most basic structural and functional unit of life. Okay, so unicellular organisms. If you see amoeba is an organism which is made up of only one cell. Okay, and it carries out all the life process of its body. Reproduction, respiration, digestion, excretion, movement, all these things are carried out by single cell. That is in the case of unicellular organisms. But in the case of multicellular organisms, they are made up of many cells working together. This point, working together, is very important. Even though there are different types of cells, different cells, they should work together. Then only the organism will sustain. Let us see the cellular levels of organization now. Atom. Atom is the smallest particle that you can find in this universe. Okay. Beyond that, you can't cut the matter. Clear? Next, atoms combine to form molecule. Molecules combine to form macromolecules, means little bigger molecules, and those macromolecules combine to form organelles. This is what called as cell organelles. Mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, endoplasmic reticulum, nucleus, cell wall, cell membrane, all these things are nothing but cell organelles. Okay, these cell organelles unite together and they will start functioning together to form a cell. Okay, they will start functioning as a whole unit, which is cell. Cells of same type or different type may form the tissues. Tissues of different types form an organ. Organs of different type form organ systems. Okay, different types of organ systems forms an organism. This is how the organization in living organisms goes on. Okay, you have different types of systems in you. Reproductive system, respiratory system, circulatory system, digestive system, excretory system, all these things together making you alive. So that is what here we have mentioned, working together to keep the organism alive. Okay, this is all about organization and this is the sequence of organization. Okay, remember this, pause the video wherever you want, note the important points down and follow it up. Next, metabolism. The process of constructing something is known as anabolism, and the process of destructing something or cutting something down is known as catabolism. Let us see about the catabolic process first. Okay, catabolism is nothing but breaking down of bonds to release energy. Okay, to release energy, the bonds will be broken into the small particles. Large molecules break down into small particles. Okay, this process is catabolism, and the best example for catabolism is respiration. Respiration is the best example for catabolism because we are taking energy in the form of C6H12O6, which is glucose. That glucose is cut down to generate energy in our body. Okay, to grab energy from the food, which is C6H12O6, we are breaking down the molecules to get energy from the food that we take. That is catabolism. Next thing is anabolism. The best example for anabolism is photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the best process to be explained as an example for anabolism. The separate molecules, exactly the opposite process to catabolism we can say. the smaller molecules take energy and the large molecules are prepared. The process of preparing larger molecules from the small molecules is nothing but anabolism. So, in an organism, both these things occurs definitely in any living organism. For example, take a plant. In plant, we see photosynthesis occurring, and plants also respire. They do use their energy that is produced by themselves. So, in a plant, both these are occurring. So, these two processes together in a plant is known as its metabolism. Okay. So, the sum of all the chemical reactions inside an organism to build up or to break materials is known as metabolism. Metabolism includes two types of reactions. One is anabolism, second one is catabolism. Next, homeostasis. Maintaining constant internal conditions is known as homeostasis. For example, the environment outside you might get cooled or it might get heated up. That is the best example we can take to explain homeostasis. If you observe in hot summer, you will feel sweaty because that sweat makes your body cool down from getting heated up. And in winter, you see the body shivering. So in order to fight the biting cold, your muscles rub together to generate heat among themselves. Okay? So this is how the body maintains homeostasis. Not only at this case, if you drink more water, you will pee more. The reason? To maintain the consistency of the blood at a constant rate, kidneys will expel the excess water out. So this is how, when it comes to body fluids, when it comes to the temperature, when it comes to the contents of the body anywhere, the body will maintain homeostasis. Okay. So read these definitions, pause for a while and let us move forward. And all the theme of homeostasis is to maintain constant internal environment of your body. Clear? Next, growth. So getting bigger is the key concept of growth. All living things grow up and develop. You have born as a small kid, as I am showing here, and you will become an adult and you will become old as well. How this is going on? How this is going on? Why this is going on? Okay. This is not just an increase in size. It is nothing but the change in the body. So if you observe, for a kid, there won't be beard. But by the time you attain 14, 15, you will be getting beard, right? So there are a lot of changes going on, not only the bodily size. So that is known as maturity. What is maturity? The state of living organism where all the body parts becomes functional is known as its maturity, especially the reproductive parts, because they will be inactive for some period till we get maturity. And from then onwards, because of hormonal hit, the reproductive system becomes active and then you are a whole man or whole woman. Till then you are a boy or girl. Clear? Next. So all this growth is designed in such a way to reproduce and perpetuate your race, to continue your species. Okay? Continue your group of people. Next, this process is directed by organisms' genetic code. This process of growth is maintained by organisms' genetic code, which is DNA in human beings. So, how my face cut should be, how my color should be, how my height should be, how my body shape should be, is mostly depending upon DNA. You will have characters from your father and from your mother. How did you get them? Through their DNA, you got characteristics to you. So this is how the growth occurs, with the information in its DNA. Okay. Next thing is reproduction. If you observe, every living organism has the capability to reproduce. Why? Just now I told you about continuation of race. Directly or indirectly, in every living organism's brain or in every living organism's DNA, there is a piece of information to continue your race at any cost. Do not stop your race from expanding or multiplying. So that is the reason why, if you observe, the population of any species will try to grow drastically. Okay? And this process of reproduction is meant for multiplying the number of people in the species. Be it plants, be it animals, be it humans, whatever it is. Okay? Living things produce new individuals or offsprings to continue the species. Now, this reproduction is of two types, asexual and sexual. Asexual means only one parent is involved, and The baby resembles exactly the parent. There is no change at all. Okay. But in sexual reproduction, two parents are involved and the characteristics will be different from both the parents in some cases, and sometimes resembles the father, sometimes resembles the mother, sometimes the combination of two, sometimes nothing from both of them. Okay. So these are the characteristics of reproduction, and reproduction has to happen for continuation of race. If you observe, you can see asexual reproduction here. Asexual reproduction of yeast. This process is called budding. Okay, next. Response to stimuli. If you touch a hot plate, you will remove your hand even without your knowledge. If you are slipping, you will try to withstand. You will try to stand. You will take a step back immediately without even your knowledge. You will be wondering how you reacted that quick. So, your subconscious mind is always aware of your actions. It is always trying to protect you from being dead. So, this is how the reaction and stimuli works. Stimuli means any response or any signal. Stimulus means any signal from the environment that you receive. Outside your body, everything is your environment. From that environment, getting any information is the stimuli, be it light, sound, or heat, or chemical. If somebody is throwing something at you, you will close your face. If somebody is shouting loudly, you will close your ears. If there is a strong light into your eyes, you will close your eyes. So all these things are signal from the environment that you receive. Okay. And the response, closing your eyes, getting light and sensing it is stimuli. Closing your eyes is your reaction. Taking out the hand is reaction. Trying to withstand is your reaction. Closing ears is your reaction. Trying to safeguard yourself is reaction. So for every stimuli that you see in the environment, you will try to resist it. That is your response. Okay, next. Here is an example. If you leave a plant at the window, it will try to grow outside the window because it needs more light. It will start turning towards that side. Next, evolution and adaptation. Change over time. Change over time. So if you observe, we have a notion and we have science-backed evidences and statements saying we evolved to here, from here, through the stages here. Clear? So how did we become like this? Why did we become like this? What is the reason behind all this? The reason behind all this is to live. For example, if you travel to any cold places, you can't withstand. But if you observe the people there, they can withstand. You need 2-3 sweaters and they need barely one sweater for them. Okay. So that is how they got adapted to that environment and you are new to it. If you start living there, you will also get adapted to it. So that is how your body is under continuous force to change itself for survival, to fit there, to live there. So this process is nothing but evolution. If it occurs in a large scale, in a huge group of people, that is evolutionary change. Evolution means to keep on changing continuously with respect to the demand of the environment to make yourself sustainable. Adaptation. Whatever the changes we are getting to fit there are nothing but the adaptations. So through adaptations, we are going through the process of evolution. I think I'm very clear. The individuals with traits better suited their environment are more likely to survive and reproduce. The organisms which can adapt themselves in the environment to live at their best and to sustain only will reproduce. If an organism is introduced in new environment, if it can't withstand the new environment, it will be dead. If it is dead, the species ends there. So that is not the information in our DNA, right? Our DNA always forces us to live and reproduce. Okay? So over long periods, this process is known as natural selection. Nature will select. Even without your knowledge, nature will force you to change. Okay? This process is nothing but evolution. The change over time is nothing but evolution. So this change is not just a physical change in the appearance. It will change you internally from the core gene makeup. From your DNA itself, you will be keep on changing. Okay, let us discuss about these things in detail in the respective chapters. Next, summary. Life is defined as a set of properties. If you have to say something is living, it should have different properties for it. Non-living things might show any of these properties, maybe one or two, but they can't show all the 7 properties that we have discussed here. Okay, this is a very important thing you have to keep in mind. If you see a non-living organism growing, don't think that it's a living organism. It should show all the 7 characteristics that we have discussed till now. Okay, pause this slide and read the statement clearly. Okay, so if you have any doubts, comment in the comment section and I will be definitely answering your doubts for sure. And in the next class of this series, let us discuss about the hierarchy. Let us discuss about the hierarchy. And do visit the UREducator.com website for all the notes and material regarding this, and also for the test that I have told you. And you can mail me for any requirements that you have educationally. And thanks for the attention. Please do subscribe, like, and share it with your friends if you like this video content. Okay, thank you.